In 2017, I finished school and felt lost. I didn't know what to study, who to love. Dating wasn't for me. I wanted to find real love, a woman for life, not for a year. I drove around at night in my old rusty car I bought for 300 euros from a firefighter. While pushing the old wheel, I was smoking, listening to loud rock music. I worked night shifts at a post office. They were very taxing on my body. I lived like a vampire or were a zombie, working from midnight till 7 a.m. Then driving home, seeing the sunset, sleep and repeat. I worked 6 days a week and felt disconnected from myself. One day I was going through an electronics store and came across a video game section. There was a new game, Prey. It looked interesting, but as my hand reached out I looked at the price tag, 60 euros, that's too much. I left the store. A few weeks or months later I saw it online in a sale, and so I bought one of the best games I've ever played. In Prey, you are Morgan You live in a simulation, living the same day over and over and over, again and again. But one day everything changes, something attacks. You wake up and everything is different. You break through the wall and discover a dark truth. Aliens killed the scientists and crew and you have to find a way out. After discovering many secrets, you discover the biggest of them all. You aren't on planet Earth, you are in space on a large and modern space station. After killing and surviving these unknown aliens, you slowly gain the upper hand. You discover more and more dark secrets about the station. You meet your brother and other survivors and escape and destroy the station to stop the spread of the aliens called the Typhon. But then, you really wake up. Dreams can show you your deepest fear, your darkest desire, your saddest memory, your ugliest thought, you at your worst. They could also show you your greatest love, your happiest self, your best deed, your graceful side, your most altruistic moment, you at your best. But then there are these different kind of dreams. They seem so close to reality, it gets harder and harder to distinguish between these two. And then you think you wake up, but you didn't. You're still dreaming. Your feelings have shifted from wonder to confusion. And after all, the question remains, what's the dream and what's the reality? What makes us exceptional? Is it our skill in a certain field, like being a virtuous piano player? Is it our knowledge, like being well educated in a number of topics? Is it our physique, like being able to lift more weights than others? Is it our intellect, discussing themes greater than our existence? Or is it our wealth that we acquired through hard work or exploiting others? It could be a mixture of all or a mixture of none. You could be the best violinist or impressionist painter in the world, but if nobody knows who you are, how could you claim to be the best? How could or would you even determine that? Most often innovation is frowned upon and laughed at. Years later it might be the greatest piece of art ever created, or it might be forgotten in the endless wheel of time. All of these questions before don't have a precise answer, and that is exactly what makes us human. We want more than we know, more than we can imagine, and even more than we or the world can endure. For example, people dream for years about having that one perfect dream job, but when you finally get there, in the end, reality often looks different. The human desire to strive for more, something that is beyond our reach, is part of our humanity. Leaders of countries want more land or power, so they attack and destroy. Millionaires want to be billionaires, so they grind and exploit. Artists want to become more popular and better, so they work and deform themselves until their hands start to bleed and their eyes lost sight of what they once were and wanted. People can lose themselves in a dream just like they can in a goal. The world is not always kind. The best you can do is trying to make it a better place for everyone. While exploring the station, you find out that the escape pods are fake and don't work. The scientists test out brutal experiments on human subjects, prisoners from Russia, and it was all you and your brother's idea. The aliens called the Typhon can transform other people in a grotesque manner. You can hear their tortured minds. Your decisions matter, but more on a moral scale. Making mistakes is human, but having no warmth is not. That's why we look with such horror at the most heinous crimes, as we can't comprehend that humans are capable of committing such acts. If you don't feel that horror or cold, you should ask yourself if you got too unempathetic, cold-hearted and egotistical yourself. Empathy, manners and morality is the great distinction between humans and animals. You could say it is part of what makes us human. If we degrade ourselves, we become soulless and hollow. With that in mind, you work yourself through the station and save as many people as you can. You are human and you have a good heart. There's so much good in the world that is worth saving and maybe even worth dying for. In my opinion, in the end, people just want a few things, actually really simple things. Peace of mind, love, a loving partner, good sex, a happy family, enough money so you don't have to worry about the future. Some good food, and then, when you are old and your hands aren't as strong anymore and you have lost many friends on your way, you want to think about it all in silence. Being close to nature, away from the modern cities. Out here you can smile and feel free. I close my eyes and take a deep breath. The sea crashes its waves upon the shore. At last, I am where I want to be. She takes my hand and we walk and walk until we start to swim. Good night and goodbye.
It's like you're trying to get to heaven in a hurry, and the queue was shorter than you thought it'd be, and the doorman says you need to get a wristband.
We are going to die, and that makes us the lucky ones. Most people are never going to die because they're never going to be born. The potential people who could have been here in my place but who will in fact never see the light of day, outnumber the sand grains of Sahara.